Hey guys, it's Finalizing and welcome back to episode 1 of my new career mode with Valencia. Now welcome back, this is the career mode that's going to be replacing the Leicester City one. Don't worry, the Leeds United one will still be continuing, but this is the Valencia career mode that I'm going to be starting today. Really excited for it, you guys seem to be up for it as well from what I've seen in the comments of the previous few videos. So let's get straight into things. Now, the big thing I have to decide here is, do I do a 60% increase or don't I? I was originally going to not do a 60% increase because I thought, well, Valencia already have 50 million, and really that's quite a lot of money, and a lot more than I thought that they would have. But it turns out in the summer they spent over 90 million pounds on players, and I didn't really realise that. I'm pretty sure it was over 90 million that they spent. So 6% increase puts us on just over 80 million. So I'm going to go ahead with that, and again I'll explain the reasons behind it. We'll also go with, I think, one of those as well, just to try and have a good scout hopefully, and we will advance. So hopefully you guys are okay with that. The reason why I've gone with so much money is because there are a couple of big players also that I'd like to try and get in as well as I think making it hopefully a little bit more realistic, the amount of money that they have, but it's always difficult to tell really in reality how much they have. So what we're going to do is no European competition. We'll download the latest as usual, 5-minute half length, world class difficulty as well. And we will download the latest, and I'll be back in a second once I have done everything. And here we are, Preseason tournament is what we're going to be doing. First of all, we are going to advance to some invites, see what sort of offers we have on the table to try and get some more money in. And it looks like I usually don't just go for the highest money. I usually look at what teams are actually in there and whether we have a good chance of winning it. So I think for me, the best chance of us winning is going to be on this one. I can't really see too many teams that are going to trouble us there. So we're going to go with the 6.3 million, and hopefully we can go on to win that. But something I want to talk about quickly is the fact that this team is so good. I didn't realise how much of a good squad this team has. For those of you who haven't seen the squad, we will quickly just go through it here actually, and you'll be able to see how many decent players we have. But there's no sort of standout players. That's my only problem with it, and that's what I'm going to be trying to include when we make a couple of signings. There are a lot of players here that look really good. Obviously the centre-backs seem to be pretty strong and really good overalls. But we will be improving a few different places. I'll just quickly make up what will be my starting 11 for now. I think, again, I'll change the formation. Not a huge fan of this one, but obviously that could be changed at a later date. So I think this is virtually my starting 11. Possibly Fuego, but I think he's on the way out, to be honest, because I'm going to try and sign a new midfielder. If you look at the squad, I mean, everyone's... we have a lot of players that are over sort of 75 overall. We have so many players here, and our backup keeper, Ryan, who, to be honest, I've never really heard of until very recently. He looks really good as well, so it looks like a really good squad. First of all, I usually start off by having a quick look at the emails, and then we'll get into listing some players and trying to sign some players. So they want me to, I assume, try and win this. I don't really know. Domestic Cup, they want me to reach the round of 16. Well, that's not too bad. They want me to try and find a defensive midfielder. I'm already on the lookout for that. And we've got Figuli, who will probably be back, to be honest, for the first game, I'd imagine. And they want us to qualify for the Champions League. So some tough objectives there, but hopefully we'll be able to do them. Now let's move on to listing some players first of all, and seeing what sort of players I need to get rid of, and also who I need to try and sign. Okay, so this is what's going to happen. I'm only actually transfer listing 2 players at the moment. That doesn't mean they're the only players that are leaving, but they are the ones I want to try and get rid of. The rest that I want to leave will probably leave through trade deals, to be honest. But those are just the only 2 that I'm actually interested in getting rid of. Just because they're not really good enough for their age. There's also a lot of players loaned out here that are kind of like 17 to 19 years old, that sort of range, who will be loaned out for a year or 2. But other than that, there's not many other players to list, so we'll move on now to trying to sign some players. And I think we'll move on to some of the players I've decided on before recording. And hopefully you guys agree that I should try and get these in. Again, I'm just going to take a look first of all, maybe put in a bid, and I'll decide from there. Okay, this is the first player. Now I know... it's a little bit of a cliched signing, this one, for career mode. Everyone seems to sign him, but I'm signing him for slightly different reasons. I know he's an amazing youngster, but he's also from the Spanish League. He's from La Liga, isn't he? So it makes sense that he moves to a club that's trying to compete with the likes of Real Madrid and Barcelona. I'm really trying to go for the top 3 this season. And for me, Atletico Bilbao, I think are maybe, I don't know for a fact, but I'm sure they're around the 6th or 7th mark in La Liga in real life. So it'll be a step up for him. joining another Spanish team that's going to be hopefully competing higher up. So for me, it makes more sense rather than me just signing him because he's good on career mode kind of thing, because he's a good youngster. It's mainly because I think the transfer itself makes sense to try and sign him. So we are going to go 25 million. I think he'll probably sign for Man City in real life this summer, so maybe it's not the most realistic in terms of where he's going, but certainly with him joining another La Liga team, I think that works out quite well. And the way I've planned this is that I'm going to be getting rid of Vezo as part of this deal. Wasn't really interested in Vezo too much. I think he was 6 foot, which isn't great for a centre-back. I know he's 76 overall, which is quite good for a 21-year-old. Obviously, Laporte has more quality. He's left-footed as well, so we'll have 2 left-footed centre-backs and 2 right-footed centre-backs, which I think works out better. And I'm going to go 25 million plus Vezo, and hopefully they agree to that. And on to the next player that I want to try and bring in. They want me to get a new CDM, and I want to try and add some genuine quality. I mean, most of our players in the starting 11 are around 80 to 82 overall. There's nobody that's like 83, 84, 85 sort of region, and I'm bringing in players that can hopefully be in that sort of region. You've got to bear in mind, I'm trying to compete with Barcelona and Real Madrid here, and Atletico Madrid as well. So I've got to have good players, and those teams have really good players at like 83, 84 plus overall. So in order to try and compete, I need to get those sort of players in as well. So I'm going to try and sign Verratti. Now, it's going to be 35 million plus Fuego. I've got no idea how sort of liked Fuego is at Valencia at all, so I could be selling one of the more liked players here. So I apologise if that's the case, but I don't think he's really going to be that important for us. He's 31 years old. It's not really about the age for him. It's more just the fact Verratti will have more quality, I think, as well. He's obviously better overall. He's fairly young, Verratti. He's moving into more sort of a peak years now, but still he is very young, and he can play CDM for us as well. I think he's the ideal sort of player after a good passer of the ball. That's what I'm after from this team. Someone that's good at passing, and someone that's got pretty decent stamina as well. 80 stamina is quite good. So he should be our ideal player, really. And again, we're going to go 35 and Fuego, which seems like a lot of money, but obviously PSG are after a lot of money, so we'll try and get him in. I think there might be one more player which I'm going to put in a bid for, but I probably won't sign in this episode because I'll wait and see what you guys thought of it first. But I'm going to try and put in a bid now, and then we'll see in the next episode. So let me know what you think about this one. It's Luis Gustavo. He's another CDM, another player that can obviously play in the midfield well for us, and he's another good quality player. He's 27 years old, so he's definitely in the peak of his career now. And he might be a player I'm signing, not 100% yet. I want you guys to let me know about this one in the comments. Also the Verratti deal as well, I'm not 100% sure on just yet, but we are going to put in a bid. And it's going to involve Enzo Perez, who is fairly new to Valencia. Pretty sure he joined from Benfica not so long back. And we're going to chuck 10 million on top of that as well. It should be enough to try and get him in. 17 million in total. I think they should accept that. Again, though, let me know what you think about that deal in the comments and whether I should sign him. These are just bids, bear that in mind. You know, there'll be a little while before I actually accept anything and get players joining the club. Wow, okay, they have rejected the offer that I've put in. They are interested in the player, but they want 19 million and the player. That's 26 million in total. Wow, that's a lot more than I expected. Okay. We'll go 12 million and Perez. Maybe they'll go ahead with that. It's 7 million less than what they were after. But again, it's not one that I wanted to go any further than that amount that I put in, really. So 12 million will probably be the final offer. Oh my days, they've rejected that. Wow. 25 million Alfezo has been rejected by Atletico Bilbao. So, okay, we need to, I think, try and increase that 27 million. See what Athletic Bilbao say about that. And yeah, we'll have to wait on that one. I thought we were going to sign Laporte fairly easily, to be honest. PSG have accepted, though. That's good news. 35 million and Fuego. We are going to go 110 grand for him. And I think we'll go a 4-year deal. Crucial first team player. That makes sense. In fact, we'll go 5-year deal. We'll be a little bit cheeky. And we'll give the bonus per goal 10%. Let's see whether he accepts that Verratti. It's obviously a change of leagues and that sort of thing. If he's happy to relocate, then that'll be something that's obviously good for us because he'll try and join us. Now we've got a game against Cruz Azul. Never heard of them, to be honest. We are just going to send that game through the calendar purely because it's not a big game. It's not one that I don't really play any of these games, to be honest, but we should be winning it anyway. And we have done 3-0 quite comfortably there. Hopefully no injuries. And Wolfsburg have accepted the offer, 12 million and Perez. as well. So we are going to go 120, 130. What I'll do here, 130 seems a bit steep. We are going to go 120, so we'll just go a little bit underneath that. He might come back and ask for some more, to be honest. And again, we'll go crucial first team player. 10%, give him that bonus. Hopefully that persuades him to take a 10 grand per week decrease from what he would like anyway. It's still a 20 grand increase on his current wage though. I certainly won't be turning that down. And Monreal Impact I think is who we have next. Do they still have Drogba? Can't remember now. I'll have to look. Bilbao have accepted it finally. So 27 million and Fezzo as part of the deal. Athletic Bilbao accepting that, which is great news. 90 grand what we're going to go with. 5-year deal. Crucial first team player, quite obviously. So we are trying to sign some big players here. I think they are the only 3 players I want to try and sign though. So obviously if we don't get them, then I'll have to look at other players. But I only think I need to make 3 signings in this team. It's a very good squad already. There's no need to make huge changes. Obviously the amounts I'm spending are quite a large amounts compared to what I'd usually spend. But I still think we have a good enough team from what we've got in previous transfer windows. Obviously, Valencia have signed in real life. So those 3 players should really be enough for us. Montreal Impact, we won 1-0, so just about won that game. Again, I'm after no injuries through these. And we're going to have a little look at these contracts. Doesn't feel the move suits me. And he could be persuaded. That's the main thing with Verratti. We are just going to up that to 140 grand. We'll go the 4-year deal rather than the 5. And hopefully that makes him decide to join. I think we'll do a similar thing with Gustavo. Doesn't feel the move suits him. That's an interesting one. We'll go 130, which is what he was asking for originally. And we will go crucial first team player yet again. And see whether they do decide to accept it. Okay, bid in here for Piatti. I think that's how you pronounce his name. Let me know in the comments if I pronounce that one wrong. 11 million. And, yeah, I think it's a good amount, but he's worth 8.5. Chief Executive says between sort of 11-ish and 13 is what he's worth. Am I interested in using him? I'm not really too sure, to be honest. I need to have a look at his stats. He's a player that is obviously in the starting 11, so he must be pretty decent. We do have a lone player there. Kirashev, is that how you pronounce it? Something like that. Who will obviously be leaving at the end of the season, I think. So I don't really want to try and get rid of Piatti just yet. I think we'll keep him. There's no real need to try and sell him. He looks okay. He's good enough, I think, for now. Maybe I get rid of him next year or something like that. But for now, I think he's good enough for the team. I don't want to do too many changes too quickly. So we'll keep it the same, I think, for now. And here we go. Laporte has accepted the contract. 90 grand a week. He is our first signing. Really happy with that one. I think he's going to be a great signing for us. Maybe not the most realistic, but the fact that he's joined another La Liga team, I think helps us out a little bit there. And again, Gustavo's come back and said he's not interested in joining us. Doesn't feel the move suits him. So, okay, that's not really what I expected from Gustavo. So we are just going to go 140 grand, 20% goal bonus, and see what he says. That's going to be the final offer I'll put in for him. If he doesn't want to join, we'll move on to other targets, or we'll just keep the centimeters that we have. I think we've got some good centimeters anyway. There's no real need, I don't think, to necessarily get 2 good ones in. Let's see, can we beat, is it Racing Club, or is it something like that? Anyway, it looks like we have, because we've gone through. We've beaten 3-0, so we've gone through to the next round, and we get a little bit more money. 1.5 million, or just over. That's not too bad. We'll happily take that. And transfer offer in here for Ayala, who is a player that I listed, so we'll just get rid of him. I know it's obviously less than what he's worth, but not by much, and we are just a little bit keen to try and get rid of him and off the wage, that sort of thing. Verratti, okay, rejected it again. We're just going to go all out here, if we could afford it. I'll be back in a second. Okay, so we're just going to go all out. We are going to go 160 grand, a 5-year deal, and crucial first team player. If he doesn't reject that, then what is he going to reject? What is he going to accept even? So, yeah, that'll be an interesting one. It's more than I wanted to spend really on his wage, but again, it's a player I think will be really good for us. And look at this, Gustavo's accepted. Brilliant news. I'm not going to sign him straight away. We'll wait a little bit. I want to try and get your guys' feedback if I can in the comments as to whether I sign him or not. For now, we're just going to sim the semi-finals. And we lost it 2-1. Wow, that's surprising. I thought we'd beat that team. Again, didn't really recognise them. Just under 2 million for that. Not too bad. And, yeah, they were saying it's unfortunate we didn't reach the final. Yes, it is, but it's not really going to ruin my season too much, to be honest. That we have more time now to prepare and obviously sign players. And Verratti has accepted the new contract, as we kind of suspected, to be honest, with the huge wage increase. So we will sign Verratti. Sadly, that means Fuego leaves us. Hopefully that doesn't annoy you guys too much. Like I say, I don't know a huge amount about Valencia, as in like the star players and the players that the fans really like or anything like that, but I think Fuego is one that we should get rid of. Enzo Perez is an interesting one though. Again, he's a player that I don't know whether we should get rid of him or not. Difficult, Enzo Perez. I might leave that one for now, and let me know what you think about Gustavo in the comments. It might be the case that that deal the deal expires and we have to put another deal later on. So we'll leave that one for now. We won't go ahead with it. It's just a thought, obviously. And let me know in the comments down below, obviously, and we'll see whether we should sign him in the next episode. Player sold for now, and let's have a look at some more emails. Parejo. Okay, this is Inter Milan wanting him. 22.5 million. It's a lot of money, but it's not inside the value that the chief executive is put on Parejo. So we are just going to go with a reject for that. I'm not interested in getting rid of him anyway. He's a good quality centre mid, 26 years old, and I think he's a really good player for us, so we don't need to get rid of him. And we have a player sold. 300 grand gets added onto our budget. And we are nearing the end of the episode already. It's been a fairly quick one, this, but that's because I've obviously done a lot of talking, a lot of deals, that sort of thing, like you usually do in the first episode. So there'll be no games in this one, sadly. It'll be the next episode, I would imagine. We've got another bid in here for David Ruiz, and it's to Yeovil Town. Wow. Okay, I wasn't expecting that one. He goes to them, and yeah, we can get him off the wage budget for now. And some final transfer offers for this episode. 12 million for Diego Alves. Yeah, that's not great, is it really, from Everton? We're going to reject that. Not interested in getting rid of Diego Alves just yet. I think he's got another couple of years with us, to be honest. And Southampton after Parejo as well. Same bid, I think, is the one we just had, I'm pretty sure. So we are just going to reject that one straight away. We won't reject all offers. I do quite like to see the offers that get put in for some of these players. Sometimes you can miss out on some big ones as well, so I don't like to reject all, which is the reason why I have it in that case. But yeah, we are going to quickly do some player drills to finish off the episode. I'll be back in a second once I've decided on the first 5 players. Right, okay, these are the first 5 players I'm going to try and train. It's always difficult to decide which one to do because there's so many good young players at this club. So I've gone with those first 5. Hopefully we can have a little bit of growth. Obviously we're not going to have any overall increases, I would imagine, with it just being the first week. But a few of them there have gone up okay on some of the attributes. And that is it for this first episode. Hopefully you guys have really enjoyed that, and I'm looking forward to the next episode. What I'll be doing, for those of you who don't know and are new to the channel, I alternate between this career mode and the Leeds career mode. So that means tomorrow you'll have the Leeds career mode, the day after will be the Valencia career mode, and that will be coming out at around 4 to 5 o'clock UK time. The reason why I've started doing that from a change from like lunchtime usually is because people are starting to go back to school now, so that's when they get back from school usually. So that's going to be it for this episode. If we could go try and hit 30 likes for the first episode, that'd be really appreciated if we could go do that, and hopefully also get a few more subscribers on board. Let's try and get up to, I think it's 3,600 we're nearing to hit. So if we could try and do that from this episode, that'd be really appreciated, obviously, everyone that does do that. Quick, before we go though, Bamford's gone to Arsenal. What sort of signings is that? It's a very strange one from Norwich. And Pastore's also left PSG, another midfielder, and he's come to La Liga 2. He's gone to Athletic Bilbao, sorry, not Athletic Bilbao, Atletico Madrid for 30.5 million, so a little bit less than the Verratti deal. I'm sure PSG will be spending some of that money soon though. And yes, that is it for the episode. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.